would you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Michael Rosenblum, the chairman of Rosenblum TV, among other things.
Yeah. And what would you think would be the next big thing in media and journalism?
That's a very broad question. I think, in a general sense, what we're looking at in the United States, certainly, we're seeing the collapse of newspapers, and I think that's going to come in Europe, but a bit later. Following the collapse of newspapers, I think we're going to see the collapse of network television and broadcast television, because as video goes to the web, they no longer have a monopoly on distribution, which is what made them unique. So I think in the next 10 years, we're going to see an enormous democratization of video on the web. Little things like this flip cam, and combined with the ability to upload and then put it in 2 billion homes around the world for free, we're going to change the dynamics of video completely.
Yeah, and is there still a role for the big media companies we now have?
No, I think the big media companies fundamentally are dead. Unless they make radical changes, like General Motors is dead, like the Wall Street Journal is dead, like the New York Times is dead. Difficult to tell them they're dead. I would call them zombie media organizations. They're walking dead, but they're fundamentally dead. Unless they can make really, really radical changes, unless they can completely restructure the way they do business and the way they think about who gets access to media, these guys are out of business. If Google came along tomorrow and started a television network, it would look nothing like the television networks now. You can imagine to some degree what it would look like, very organic, ground up, a lot of people contributing their own stuff. So even when major media companies understand what has to be done, they're emotionally incapable of making the change. So I think they're finished.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
My pleasure.